The best thought I ever thought is, wait a minute. I'm about to tell you the best thought I ever thought. She said I was a very good thinker. Well, I'm going to do what my wife always does when she's about to give me a surprise. Are you worthy? And I always say yes. So I say, are you worthy? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Are you worthy? Say yes.
Yes. Yes, baby.
Are you worthy? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay, you are worthy. The best thought I ever thought is, oh, wait a minute. Before I answer that, let's recognize what we're doing here. I've had millions, billions, perhaps trillions of thoughts. What is the best one I've ever had? That's the question. The question itself is an outstanding, powerful thought. But it's just a teaser for the main event, which is the answer. The best thought I ever thought is, one more tease, but this one is very important because it's the criteria. It's got to be something that's true. True all the time. True everywhere. Regarding everything in every way. Not a philosophical truth or a political truth, but a mathematical truth. A logical truth. A pure logical truth. Something that is always true. Second criterion, it's got to be helpful. All the time. Everywhere. In every way, regarding everything. Those are two criteria. Before I tell you what the best thought I ever thought is, let me ask you about this candidate. There are some things you just have to do. You have to do some things. Is that the best thought I ever thought? No. In fact, it's one of the worst thoughts I've ever thought. Because it's always false. That's right. You'd think that there are certain things we just have to do. We've lived our lives based on have to do stuff. No. It is always false. And I'm going to prove it to you today. Who thinks there's something they have to do? Who?
Keep breathing.
What's that?
Keep breathing.
Keep breathing. What if you didn't keep breathing?
I'd be in trouble.
You'd be in trouble. You keep breathing to avoid being in trouble. Not because you have to. Let me put it to you a different way. There are two types of breathing. Automatic and intentional. I'm intending to breathe. I can hold my breath. That's intentional breathing. But when we go to sleep, we do a different type of breathing. In a way we do, but in a way we don't, and here's why. This morning, I woke up and I ate breakfast. I ate breakfast. Breakfast didn't eat me. I ate breakfast. To get to Toastmasters tonight, I drove my car. My car didn't drive me. It's the same thing with breathing when you're asleep. When you're asleep, you don't do breathing. Breathing does you. Breathing is the doer. You're not. When I drive, I'm the doer. My car isn't. So, breathing is the doer, and when you're asleep, you don't do breathing. Breathing does you. The most important challenge to the you have to is always false, death. People say, you have to die. You do death. Not accurate. Accurate is death does you. Death does you. When you juxtaposition the doer and the object, you'll see it plain as day. Death does you. And since you don't do death, but death does you, you don't have to do death. So you have to, anything is always false, and therefore it is not a candidate for the best thought I ever thought. What about this? There are some things you just can't do. You can't something. That's a candidate. But it is just as bad as a candidate as you have to. Because it's false in a way, but in a more important way, it's not bad because it's false. It's bad for two reasons. It's just not helpful. And the alternative is much, much better. The alternative is the best thought I've ever thought. And here it is. You can do anything possible. You can do anything possible. Well, what do the criteria say? It's a pure logical truth. You can do anything that you can do. Mathematicians call that a tautology. It's not very interesting to mathematicians. But to motivators, it's very important. It replaces you can't with you can do anything possible. You can do anything you can do. You can do anything possible for you to do, abbreviated. You can do anything possible for you, abbreviated. Get you to you can do anything possible. You can read anything possible. You can write anything possible. You can see anything possible. You can think anything possible. You can do anything possible. You can do anything possible. That's true about you, whoever you are, whenever it is, wherever you are, in every way, that's true. Think about the world in which we live, the world where we're constantly subdued and subjugated and put upon by, you have to do this, you can't do that, you got to, you're required, you're supposed to, you need to. We cower. It suffocates us. And to the demon who says to me, you can't, Rick, I say, I can do anything possible. I reject you, I refuse you. To the one who says, you can't do stuff, I say, I reject you, devil. I can do anything possible. I can do anything possible. That is a pure mathematical truth. That is always true. And it is always helpful wherever I go. Mike, is there something you don't like to do?
Go to work.
You can go to work as well as possible. You can go to work as happily as possible. Two pure logical truths. You can go to work as pleasantly as possible, as easily as possible, as joyfully as possible. You can do anything possible. You can do anything possible, Mike. That's a pure mathematical truth. You got it now. Conquer the world, baby. Who else has got something they don't like to do?
Laundry.
You can do any laundry possible. You can do laundry as quick as possible. You can do laundry as delightfully as possible. You can do anything possible, Chris. That is a pure mathematical truth. Take that to your heart, take it to your spirit, take it to your mind. It is always true. You go anywhere with it that you can go. Who else got something you don't like? Karen.
Sleeping.
You don't like sleeping?
Yeah, I just want to see what you would say.
That's what I'm saying. You can sleep as happily as possible. You can sleep as delightfully as possible. You can sleep as spiritually as possible. However you would like to sleep, you can do that as much as you can. You can do anything possible, ladies and gentlemen. That is the most important truth that I know. It's the most helpful thought I know. And that makes it the best thought I have ever thought. You can do anything possible. You can do anything possible. Adam Toastmaster.